Hi YouTube, Bebe here. Just want to do a short video. I'll try to make it short about a family vlogging channel that I've been watching on and off again for about a decade. Over 10 years they have been on YouTube. And they drive me insane. It's not really the kids. They're not the ones at fault. They are products of their parents. Especially how the parents want them to be, especially on camera. That's a very common trope, a very common thing with family vlogging. The parents are the ones doing it. The kids are the victims. They're the actors. They are the ones putting on the show to an extent. So the family channel that I've been watching on and off again, mostly with more bones to pick than things to compliment them on, has been Family Fun Pack. And there's not a lot of family vlogging is toxic videos that cover Family Fun Pack on YouTube. I mean, of all the channels all the snark and critique channels that do the whole, oh, family vlogging is toxic, and this is why. This is how bad family vlogging has gotten this year. Examples of terrible family vlogging and why people shouldn't do it. All those videos, they always address the obvious ones, like Austin and Catherine McBroom. They're insignificant compared to the families and the parents on YouTube who have been doing this for years on end. Or, say, people always, try to insert Shay Carl as the founder, or as the original family vlogging. True, to an extent. But it was bound to happen either way, with or without Shay Carl and his brood of Idaho redneck crazies. He's a terrible example. I'm not using him right now. Maybe in a future video I'll dive deeper into the Shay Carl Butler, Shay Tards, Carly, Kaylee, Casey redonkulousness, but not today. Okay, so Family Fun Pack. Let's get to this. I posted this on my own subreddit. I am the mod of YouTube vlogger families on Reddit. So go to r/capital YTV, lowercase LOGGER, capital F, lowercase AMILIES. So Reddit/YouTube vlogger families, or r/YouTube vlogger families, is my subreddit. Come on over and join it. And I made this. The kids are back in school again, and they get pulled out for 2 months for another vacation. Now they've been in and out of, and mind you, this is just the mom, the oldest son, the youngest daughter, and the oldest daughter. She tends to use them the most for a lot of her clickbait videos and for her thumbnails. It's a very common thing. And they're going on a road trip, so if they need passports, it's either for the clickbait thumbnail for the passport, or they might be going to Canada, or they might be going to Mexico. But I highly doubt that, because all of their former road trips have not involved Canada or Mexico. They always just do a lot of the Southwest states. They do the Southwest states, or they do the Northeast states, but they don't really do much in between. They just kind of go along Route 66 in most of their road trips, and they try to make it all the way to the East Coast. Yeah, they recently also bought a Mercedes Sprinter van to replace their Nissan Envy, and I think they went through 3 Nissan Envies in the last 6 years. That's insane. And before that, they just had like an Odyssey, which I get for big families, but now they have 7 kids, and it's ridiculous. So let's go see their YouTube Family Fun Pack 10.2 million subscribers. Hi guys, I'm Christine, and I invite you to follow my journey as a mom. The husband, Matt, is whipped. Like butter. Like pancake batter. He's whipped. He used to be a calculus teacher. A high school calculus teacher when all the kids are younger. And then at some point, I guess the vlogging thing took off. And they decided, oh, I'm not going to teach anymore because my wife doesn't want me to. So they've been in and out of school for years on end. Years on end. They've been to multiple schools, especially the oldest two, and then the twins, and then the youngest two boys have had very little in-person schooling. The second youngest boy, I think, stopped at like first grade. And then they put the youngest boy in kindergarten and now in first grade. And the youngest daughter, I think, is like 1.5. And she was actually born via surrogate because she had a crappy pregnancy with her youngest two boys 2 different times, and she chose to have a surrogate instead. That was kind of weird, but whatever. So let's go to my Reddit, and I'm going to read you this because I've been following them for over 10 years, and I know what their habit is with road trips. Every freaking time they enroll their kids in schools. Crazy Eyes Christine. Yeah, I said that. She has crazy eyes like a crack addict because YouTube vlogging is her crack. Crazy Eyes Christine gets antsy and decides it's time for a lengthy vacation or Hawaii or a long-ass road trip, ultimately causing the schools to unenroll her kids. I think Alyssa and David have suffered the most from this in the past, and they have continued with homeschooling over more interruptions. And mind you, she's been homeschooling the kids for like 4.5, 5 years now. And she originally said, oh, the kids were being asked for autographs at school, and they were being bullied because they didn't speak the language. They lived in Hawaii for about 2 years in a rental house because they thought, oh, we should do that. Meanwhile, their main house in California was just being house sat and lived in by their extended family members. So they had a house to come home to for the holidays. And also, they lived in their Hawaii rental house with their youngest son in a pack and play, while his crib was in the main house in California. Doesn't help that he was in a crib until about 6 years old. He technically is either still in a toddler bed or still in a crib. They tend to kind of show him getting in and out of the crib, even though the crib is for the 1-year-old girl. But they had him in a pacifier, diapers, high chair, feeding him like a helpless baby up until recently. It was very disturbing. Maybe she thought, oh, he's my last baby. I'm going to baby him forever. I was surprised she didn't breastfeed him on camera forever. Sheesh. And so, then they complained that while they lived in Hawaii, their kids were bullied for not speaking the language, for being too white, for being too blonde. And they chose an intentionally K-12 charter school that was like 99% Hawaiian native population. Yeah, your kids aren't that special. That's my opinion. Your kids are not that special that they should not be bullied. No kid should be bullied, but the way that they acted, the parents in their videos about like our come to Jesus moment with why we chose to pull our kids out of school to homeschool them. It was just very odd and very strange. And the fact that they said it after a while, not immediately, but after a while. They had been homeschooling for like 1.5 years, and they hadn't said anything. They just said it at some point, saying, oh, we've been homeschooling for about 1.5 years now, and we're just admitting it now. For all the clickbait that they've been doing for years on end, that seemed just kind of weird to me. Another thing is that the mom created a YouTube channel for every one of their kids, except her twins. She decided, oh, they're twins. They can just share a YouTube channel. And she did all these extra YouTube channels for her kids. She didn't really keep up with it. The kids didn't really keep up with them. But of all those extra channels that they did, she could have benefited from, like, making homeschool vlogs and homeschool curriculum hauls over the last 5 or 6 years, but she hasn't. If anything, on occasion, you just see stacks of generic workbooks you can buy at Walmart and at Lakeshore or Mardell or Barnes & Noble. You see generic standard classroom workbooks. Not homeschool workbooks, just the standard classroom photocopy workbooks that teachers make photocopies out of, and then you're like, why do my kids have so many worksheets that don't match each other? That's basically what they've been doing for like the past 5 years. Never once have they shown, a legitimate literature curriculum or a legitimate language arts curriculum or a full-on and a highly involved math curriculum or a science curriculum that, follows them for 3 or 4 years straight. Everything has just been random, generic photocopy workbooks. And at certain times in certain vlogs, she and her husband Matt have even gone as far as to say, oh, the kids have homework to do while they're watching their siblings at soccer practice. And they will say homework a lot of the time rather than homeschool. And it seems like maybe the homeschool homework is just the workbooks. The parents don't really see the value in a full-fledged curriculum for their homeschooling. And maybe they do a lot of online homeschool or like IXL or Khan Academy Kids. Maybe they do stuff like that. But it just seems very strange that they've never really showed their homeschool approach, despite, wanting to have all these extra channels for their kids that they really haven't caught up on. So where did I leave off? The twins, plus Michael and Owen, are all enrolled in a private K-8 school with class sizes not exceeding 14 students per classroom. Pricey, I bet. Now, Christine showed these videos of her younger 2 boys and the twins in this private school, one video at a time. The twins in one video, Owen in one video, Michael in one video, back in September and October. She kind of spread out the videos over a course of like 6 or 7 weeks. But mainly they were like, oh, our kids want to go to school again. I guess we can do it again. But we'll pay out of pocket for a ridiculously private school that's K-8. And they're really, really nice people. Really great teachers. And they have like 2 teachers per classroom and 14 kids per class. Yeah. And then Christine did say in 1 or 2 of those videos, the school is flexible with family vacations and students missing a few days a month. 60 days on the road. A few days a month. 60 days on the road. The school is okay with kids missing school just a few days a month. 60 days. A few days a month. 60 days. A few days a month. You get my point. Ladies, 60 days is not just a few days. It's nearly a third of their school year. 1st, 4th, and 7th grades. 2 7th graders, a 4th grader, a 1st grader, all missing out on mid-December through mid-February. Why bother putting them in school at all? I'm surprised it's not Hawaii for the 20th time. This lady is insane and the dad is whipped like batter. He goes along with it without question. The man used to be a high school calculus teacher when his kids were younger, and obviously has some understanding and teaching experience to know how much academic loss kids can lose when they're not in school. But he just doesn't care. It's all about the money and the views for them. I find it weird. They always go to places like Great Wolf Lodge, multiple locations, theme parks that aren't Disney, tourist traps, Hawaii, various road trips, usually along Route 66, but not once have they ever rented an RV fifth wheel camper. Not once have they ever gone to ski passes. They've never taken their brood overseas to see other countries or faraway lands. All this money. They flex daily and weekly in their vlogs, but limited education and repetitive vacations to the same places over and over again don't make the flex that bragworthy. Their flex isn't what they want it to be. And then all the comments in their YouTube channels, in their YouTube videos, are usually, let's turn the volume off so we don't have to deal with that. Or, I posted that. So you enroll your kids in overpriced private school only to pull them out of school. Every time you put them in schools, you schedule lengthy road trips so they're missing school. Pick one. That was my comment 6 hours ago. It's still there at least. Hasn't been deleted. But there's so many of these children, maybe teenagers, maybe even adults who are like, who else loves Family Fun Pack? Have fun. You guys are my favorite YouTube channel. I love your videos. Love your videos. That's so cute. I wonder if Chris has a girlfriend, one of the 13-year-old twins. I love this channel. Love the kid's shirt. Love this channel. You're the best channel. Love you, Family Fun Pack. Love this channel. Love this channel. I feel bad for you guys, but y'all still so funny and strong. Like, what is the context for that even? I feel bad for you guys, but you're still funny and strong? People, when you make these kind of comments, they're stupid. And it shows that you're stupid. You guys are hysterical. Ha ha ha. Get another Family Fun Pack is fabulous. If you roll your clothes in your suitcase, you will fit more in. Love your videos. Love your videos. Be careful on your trip. Say hi to your husband for me. I love your videos. Have fun. Super vlog. Hashtag. I love your videos. Wow, that was crazy. I think bring 2 packs of diapers and buy the rest while you're there. Rest in peace, the husband's mom, rest in peace. You don't even know these people, and you're saying rest in peace to their issues? Oh, by the way, these people, they also clickbait grandparents' funerals. And they clickbait their dog's funerals. And they clickbait the mourning of the loss of our dog. They do a lot of weird-ass clickbait that is just, like, so inappropriate and, like, just way overkill and too much for putting your kids' lives on YouTube to the extreme end. Their oldest daughter has 2 bedrooms that are attached to each other. Their oldest son was in a twin bed until he was, like, 5'5". Their twin boys slept in Little Tyke's fire truck twin beds until they were 12. And then they got bunk beds that were still twin size, over twin size. And yet they're growing. They're over 5 feet tall. Their next son is like just a high-pitched, squealy kid whose voice probably isn't going to drop until he's 16. And then the youngest son, he, like I stated earlier, he just has, he's babied. He's overly babied. He's outgrown the toddler bed that the next brother had. But he was also in a crib until he was 6. And he was spoon-fed like a helpless baby until he was 6, and probably still is. He still has sippy cups. He's 7 now. 7 years old, still has sippy cups. Still has a pacifier. Still sometimes wears a pull-up, and you can see it in the vlogs. He's not even wearing any pants. Like, come on, give your kids some freaking dignity. And the dad, he's unemployed now. He relies on the YouTube income. Unless he has some other job that they're not sharing. It's just fucking weird. And the mom, She's all about that mommy baby life. She has a thing called Mommy Mondays that she's been doing for a couple of years. They are just insane. Just look at these. They got a Sprinter recently to replace their third Nissan Envy. They have like a loft above their garage. Tribute to my mom after her passing. Giant sleepover in the master bedroom while the husband is in Texas. Zach got really hurt. Something terrible happened. Pick a card, 17th birthday. Our first day at a new middle school. That's what I'm getting at. You enroll them in a fancy private preparatory K-8 school, and then you're gonna they've been in school for like 2.5 months, and then you're gonna pull them out for another 2.5 months. I swear they do this every time they get their kids into school. Every freaking time. It's insane. Every time they put their kids in school, she gets antsy and she wants to take everyone on a vacation and go on a road trip and then go to like 5 Great Wolf lodges and stay in overpriced hotels. And then they go to Hawaii at the end of every road trip and stay in a rental house that is woefully unprepared for the number of kids versus number of beds. And they don't plan it very well. Wedding, tooth knocked out. Back to school. We made it. Summer camp, a very sad day. Again, casket. Our cruise ship crash. Packing for a family of 9. Her packing skills are like frightening. Like it's frightening. Our dog ran away. Never teach this to anyone. Throwback to before we were vloggers. 6th birthday. Turned 6. I graduated. First day of school. Braces off at 9. Yeah, I think that kid was 9 years old when he got the braces off. I don't really buy that. Because you're still losing baby teeth at 9, 10, 11 years old. You still gotta have room for your teeth to grow. Gets her braces off after 8 years. 15th birthday. Walking for the first time. She's driving. Fell down the wrong way. Oh, look, another funeral exploitation video. You see what I mean? They're just toxic. Toxic, toxic, toxic. And then they did a video. I haven't come across it. I think I went past it. But they, getting real personal. Couples talk. You told the public this. They had a chance at a reality TV show once, and, they ended up getting rejected or something, and then it didn't work out the way that they wanted, and when they were doing a reality TV show filming, the kids were being kind of treated as, child actors based on, child acting laws and regulations, and the filming was on one of the kids' birthdays, and he hadn't opened his presents yet, and the birthday party was kind of behind schedule. And after that, they did a full house tour, which was kind of like a partial house tour, but it was still pretty much a full house tour. If you watch enough of their videos, and then you watch their full house tour video, you can definitely put together the pieces of the hallways, to the bedrooms, to the loft, to the bonus rooms, to the triple-sized living room, to the kitchen, to the, I think it's 7 or 8 bathrooms. It's like a McMansion or a mini mansion somewhere in California. One thing they've always been really good about is keeping the last name private. But it was on Tapatalk, I think 7 or 8 years ago, their last name was made public. And all I remember is it was like a not common last name like 5 syllables. I don't remember what it was. There was 4 or 5 syllables, and it was that kind of last name of all those white kids. You think it's not going to be a last name. You think it's kind of like a Dr. Seuss kind of thing. That's all I remember, that the name was kind of Dr. Seuss style, 4 or 5 syllables. It was kind of weird. See all that clickbait, 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 clickbait. It's just a lot. They're overkill. So, this video is overkill. It's not a short video. But that's the best I have. My point is, don't be these people. Just don't be them. Well, we haven't been uploading. Yeah, you were uploading. You were just doing shorts and TikTok. And TikTok is terrible. I am not subscribed to that. Hell no. And so anyways, that's my video, approaching the 26-minute mark. And don't be like Family Fun Pack. Don't vlog your kids' everyday lives from the moment they're toddlers until they're teenagers. It's just toxic and vapid and selfish and self-absorbed and very shallow. Don't do that. Like, vlog your cat, sure. Vlog your dog, sure. But not your human children. They're gonna grow up to be adults. And then their entire lives are on Google and YouTube and the entire internet. So when they get jobs in the future employers will just type in their name and be like, "Oh, wow. They were on a family vlogging. Oh, I get to see videos of their most intimate, private childhood moments, from dance recitals and behavior and squealing and laughing and giggling to meltdowns and crying to potty training to why my 12-year-old is still in a car seat to their mom over babying them well into their teens, etc. Just, it's very embarrassing and humiliating and degrading. And it's a good thing that the oldest two are choosing homeschool for high school instead of being in high school. I don't think they would make it. I don't think. It just seems very chaotic. And besides, with all the vacations that their family go on, they wouldn't make it in high school anyways because they would miss too much school. So maybe the homeschooling does work out in their favor. But it doesn't work out in the younger kids' favors to be put into school finally and then be told, "Oh, that was just a tease. We're going to pull you out of school again to go on a long vacation and then come back home and you can go back to school for a little while, but there's no guarantee your enrollment spot is still going to be open when we get home because we're going to be gone for too long." You see what I mean? Okay, that's it, folks. Bye.